Right, 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. That was time for us to get to hear the opposer of the motion. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
All right, so we are back and we have Bedford Fortune with us this morning. Is it Bedford Friday? I beg about Bedford Friday. My writing is pretty scribbled here on a piece of paper. I must apologize. Well, Bedford Friday is here. She is going to be opposing the motion that they should ban plastic bags, the nylon bags that you like to take to your shopping malls or from your shopping malls or to the market. It's a big one this morning, and I'm getting some interesting comments on it already on our WhatsApp. Don't forget, you follow us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH on Facebook and on X. But let's get to hear from Bedford Friday Fortune this morning. Miss Bedford, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can.
All right, 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
The panel of judges, moderator, presenter, co-debater, listeners, good day. My name is Bedford Friday Fortune from Carrington International Academy, and I stand to oppose the motion that states that the use of plastics should be banned in Nigeria. Humans have benefited from the use of plastics since approximately 1600 BC, when ancient civilization first processed natural rubber into bands and balls. My salient points are as follows. 1. My opponent is obviously not aware that owing to their lightweight, plastics reduce transportation costs, therefore it reduces carbon in the atmosphere. Number 2. The banning of the use of plastics in Nigeria is illogical because the manufacturing process of plastics is more energy efficient while solid percentage is less. Number 3, less energy required. A plastic bag requires or consumes up to 40% less energy to make, while it costs 70% less solid waste material than a paper bag. Number 4, let me ask my opponent a question. Are you aware that plastics are known for their durability, less vulnerable to tearing, and resistant to many chemicals? I bet you never thought of that. Number 6, plastic packaging. Plastic packaging helps keep people, the earth, and even animals healthy. This explains why it is used by medical facilities to dispose of needles and other items that might be contaminated. Number 6, because plastics are light and sturdy, product packaging have become more streamlined. Number 7, plastic bags are degradable. Plastic bags degrade much faster than Number 7, paper bags degrade faster than plastic bags. Number 8, plastics are also frequently used in building materials for both commercial and residential properties. Number 9, because plastics are resistant to UV rays, corrosion, and environmental factors, it doesn't have to be often replaced as other materials. Number 10, compared to paper bags, plastic bags will always win when it comes to price. Number 11, to show you how vital plastic is, Nigeria became a member of the Global Plastic. In 2021, Nigeria became a member of the Global Plastic Active Partnership, GPAP. Number 12, plastics are so vulnerable. Plastics can be used for a variety of packaging purposes. Number 13, a pound of plastic bag takes 91% less energy to recycle compared to paper bag. With these benefits, it is obviously illogical to propose a ban on the use of plastics in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have that clocked on at 2 minutes and 43 seconds. It's time for us to get to hear the rebuttal, and the rebuttal will begin with the opposer of the motion, and that's the person's voice you just got to hear in a few moments ago. Stay tuned right here, 90.3 Nigeria Info.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
All right, so we are back, and we're with Miss Bedford. Miss Bedford, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Time for you to deliver your rebuttal statement. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Permission to stand on existing protocols. I remain Bedford Friday Fortune from Carrington International Academy. I'm here to present my rebuttal to some point advance my opponents. My opponents engage in what we call petito principii in logics by begging a question and failing to address it. Contrary to the argument advanced by my opponent that plastics contribute to air pollution, actually, plastics are even more environment friendly. We can recycle plastic grocery bags, bubble wraps, and even more. And I suggest that my opponent opens herself to this new knowledge of eco-friendly use of plastics. Contrary to the points made by my opponents, the use of plastic is not the problem in environmental pollution. The problem is actually failure to dispose it well or failure to recycle. Once these plastics are recycled, there will be no issue. 2. Plastics are flexible and adaptable. 3. Plastics are strong and durable when it comes to packaging. 4. Plastics are eco-effective solution. 5. Plastics are sustainable. 6. It is not factual that plastics contribute largely to environmental pollution. According to World Bank study in 2020, the three major causes of air pollution in Lagos are road transportation, industrial emissions, and generators. Plastics are less vulnerable to tearing. Plastics are used to store a variety of goods at our homes, commonly found at our homes, and my worthy opponents can attest to that. Just to remind you, a few days ago, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Just on that 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes. It's time for us to get here the rebuttal of her opponent, that's Victor, on the microphone. Let me bring her to the microphone very quickly so we can make the most of the time. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Once again, are you comfortable? Do we need to move the chair again, or are you cold?
No.
Okay, all right, good. So, studio is nice. We're all ready. 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
I salute the House once more. I am Victor Favour. My opponent, in an attempt to state her view, promoted the idea that plastic bags are cheap, convenient, flexible, and adaptable, and promote value as in job promotion for possible workers. Well, I would like to address the idea by first saying that plastic bags are not cheap. As they are hardly reusable, unlike other bags like fabric or even paper bags. Convenient. What is convenient to carry about? To complement your fashion, a good leather bag or plastic bag, commonly known as nylon bag. 3. Flexibility and adaptability. Be it as it may, plastic bag can never be of use as it only increases waste in our environment. 4. A ban should be placed on plastic bag, and emphasis placed on other eco-friendly materials like fabric bags or even paper bags. Yes, people currently earn their living from production of plastic bags, no doubt, but its advantages outnumbered its uses. All this being said, it is only wise for Nigerians to take a bold step like Australia, Thailand, Mexico, and some parts of US in placing a ban on plastic bags. Thanks. I mean Victor Favour.
All right, Victor Favour there, very quickly wrapping up her rebuttal for this half hour. We're going to take a break because when we return, there's a second topic, and these two, once again, will be at it. Don't forget, the points are at stake, but beyond just the points, it is the rivalry and the bragging rights. All of that we'll find out before the end of today's show right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Jude Omamegbe. We'll take a breather. When we come back from the break, which is about 3 minutes, we'll get back to the students who will be begging to differ. second round. As with most things in life, the first is not always the best. It's going to be a 2-round affair. Who knows? Maybe a comeback is in the offing. I cannot tell you that. But what I can tell you is the students are here. They are prepped. We've had about 4 minutes to relax, get themselves calmed down, prepare their minds and their lips for the next round. I have the results from the first round, but I'll give them to you later on. Yes, indeed. So just wait. Just keep on listening. We'll find out shortly who is definitely going to go on to the final of our Beg to Differ debate. Once again, a big congratulations to the very first finalist. That's Ademolaju Adedoyin. And we also want to say a big thank you to our lead sponsor, Odibola Properties, and also associate sponsor, Seymour Luxury Homes, Scene Forest, and also Wakis for all their contributions to this effort thus far. It's a big thank you, without a doubt, to you, the listener, because without you, none of this would have been possible. But now, let's get to the second and final debate for the day. We've talked about the use of plastic bags. Now comes a national discussion. We've had this at least 3 times on this platform within the past year alone. The topic is, the NYSC has lost its relevance. Do you think so? Well, these young students are going to battle it out again. Victor, Favour, and Friday are going to join us once again to determine where your allegiance lies. Once again, it's not about who is right or wrong, but who is able to marshal their points. Bedford Friday Fortune, I believe you are supporting this motion. Yes. And you are going to start us off. My name is Jude. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Beg to Differ debate. Bedford, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
3 minutes on the clock once again. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Your time starts now.
The panel of judges, moderator, presenter, co-debater, listeners, good morning. With Bedford from National Academy. I stand to propose the motion that the National Youth Service Corps NYSC has lost its relevance. The objectives of the NYSC in Nigeria upon inception in 1973 were to help foster integration, reconciliation, and national unity. But are these objectives still relevant to today? I would say a categorical no. My points are: 1. The NYSC does not guarantee effective performance. There is no evidence whatsoever of a link between NYSC completion and the effective performance of government or any other employment. Number 2, the NYSC does not promote national integration. Today, you can no longer post Southern Christians to core Islamic states and vice versa due to the ethno-religious conflicts. Is this what you call the national integration? Of course, no. Number 3, violence targeted at core members. Only on Tuesday, the 22nd of August 2023, 8 core members traveling from Akwa Ibom State to Sokoto State were kidnapped by terrorists. Between 18 January to September 2023, 40 NYSC participants lost their lives to road crashes due to poor road infrastructure, while 52 were left injured within the same period, according to Sunday Punch on September 25th, 2022. 4. Infringement on individual rights. Is the mandatory posting of Nigerian youth to states that are prone to insurgency is a breach of the right of the youth to security of life and dignity as guaranteed by the Section 33 and 34 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended. Number 5. The unemployment situation after mandatory service. Although successful participation in this scheme and discharge certificate are supposed to be conditions for any graduates to get employed by government at any level, it is not. Some powerful individuals who do not participate in this scheme get employed, but the majority that get participated unemployed. 6. Laws and policies do not exist in isolation. They exist in the context to adaptiveness of socio-economic, social-legal, and social-political evolutions and realities. Society is not static. Society is dynamic. So, the idea behind making NYSC must be in line with the changing circumstances and extinctional threats. Number 7. Number 7, just for you to know, the Director General of the NYSC, Brigadier General, saying that
the motion this morning, and that is Victor Favour. She's going to say, well, it is still relevant. Well, let's get to hear from her right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
All right, welcome back, Victor Favour. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So you know the topic. The question is, are you going to be able to convince the judges of your opposing view? You have 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
With our protocol duly observed, I am Victor Favour. My dear opponents and listeners, please pay close attention as we embark on this practical, yes, intellectual journey together. As we carry out this exercise with a pen and paper, please make a mark on each relevance successfully highlighted. As I beg to disagree on the motion, NYSC has lost its relevance. The following are the importance of National Youth Service Corps. 1. Improving physical and social problem-solving skill. 2. Foster intertribal marriage. 3. Skill acquisition and experience. 4. Community development. 5. National integration. 6. Career development. 7. Educational importance. 8. Health education and awareness. 9. Fulfillment of civic duties. Now, the exercise in proper. 1. The training of NYSC students. The training of students in NYSC camps helps and improves their ability in problem-solving skills as they are properly equipped to solve physical and social problems. Now, make your mark, as this is a plus to leaders of tomorrow. 2. How best can Nigeria be united if we do not consider ourselves as a large family? The NYSC program helps students to intermarry members from other tribes, thereby strengthening our national relationship. Yes, make your mark. 3. Skill acquisition and experience. Nigerian youth, in an attempt to battle unemployment, learn new skills during this 1 year important program and experience, as working experience is a criteria for employment. Once again, dear listeners, make your mark. 4. Youth service members towards the end of their service carry out community projects in a bid to be remembered. This brings an important agenda: community development. Yes, make your mark. 5. National integration. The need of a federation is national integration. How can this be possible if we do not get to leave our comfort zone and learn about other tribes and ethnic groups, thereby promoting national unity? Yes, make your mark. 6. Career development. National Youth the NYSC program helps students to develop the career they have learned in their various institutions. As practice, they say, makes perfect. My dear listeners, once again, make your mark. 7. Educational importance. Travel, they say, is part of education. How can this be? Travel, they say, is part of education. NYSC program enables students to travel and explore other parts of the countries. Yes, make your mark. Health education and awareness. NYSC students carry out health education awareness campaign and seminars in host communities, thereby reducing the spread of diseases. 9. Fulfillment of civic duties. Like the first 4 lines of our national anthem, note the keywords: to serve our father's land with strength, with love, strength, and faith. Your mark so far is proof that NYSC has not lost its relevance in our society. Thanks.
All right, just on the 3 minutes mark. Not bad from our guest this morning, the students this morning. That was Victor Favour. Well, since she's opposing, she is going to start off with the rebuttal. And after that, we're going to hear from Bedford, who's going to give us her own closing remarks. The judges are outside, 3 of them. They will be making their decisions shortly, and I will be announcing the winner to you in a few short moments just before the major news bulletin right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Stay tuned.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
It's 20 minutes to the top of the hour right here on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The students have been battling out for over 30 plus minutes. You have been paying apt attention. I received some of your messages, but it is not for you nor I to decide. The judges will decide. But before they do so, there's one more chance, one more shot at redemption. It is the rebuttal segment of I Beg to Differ. And that's how you know really your talk is not cheap.
This is 92.3 Nigeria Info, the only place where talk is not cheap.
All right, so welcome back. It's time for us to get back to the conversation and the final debate. We're going to get to speak to the person who opposed the motion as Victor Favour, and you're going to be ready with your rebuttal. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. 3 minutes is on the clock. The clock is already counting. I've paused. Reset. Your time starts now.
Once again, I greet the House. It is obvious that a matter like this is of great importance, as my opponent mentioned the following. 1. The NYSC does not foster national integration. 2. Violence targeted at corps members. 3. Infringement on individual rights. People are different in life and have varying characters. This means that indiscipline is a personal value and should not be generalized. Security. People die every day. As a popular saying, what must be, must be. Security challenge should not be a reason to write NYSC off. Instead, provision for student safety should be made. Furthermore, where the youth learn to be self-reliant and not dependent on their parents, if not NYSC camp programs. In matters of health risks, provisions are made for proper screening before NYSC deployments. I hope with this, I'll be able to rebuild and yet oppose the motion that NYSC is and will always be relevant. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Just about a minute on the clock as a quick and very concise rebuttal statement. But let's get to Bedford and ask if she's ready. Bedford, are you ready, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. You know the drill is 3 minutes on the clock. And your time starts now.
The panel of judges, all protocols duly and respectfully observed, I remain Bedford Friday Fortune. I'm here to present my rebuttal to my opponent's perspective, which seems to hinge on the noble objectives of the NYSC, yet does not embrace the fact that even great ideas lose their relevance. So, to hold on to a failed idea just because it was relevant in the past is to remain static in a fool's paradise. 1. My opponent, you talked about national integration. What is the reality today? The NYSC has become a monumental disservice of national integration, given the level disintegration that characterized our country more than what was experienced during the Civil War. This explains that the main purpose for creating this NYSC scheme has been defeated. Number 2, why do we keep sending graduates to an early grave in the name of so-called national unity? Why do people die because they want to serve our country in the name of national service? One death is inexcusable and ought to elicit the program suspension. More than one death is a policy disaster. Number 3, even though Section 14 of the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended stipulates that the welfare and security of the people is the primary purpose of the government. 4, my opponents, are you aware that there is no insurance policy protecting corps members? This means that whatever happens to a corps member, the corps member is on his or her own business. This brings me to a funny acronym. Now the suffering continues. 5, in my view, each state should be constitutionally empowered to develop a well-paid youth empowerment program for all graduates with credible privacy to participation. In conclusion, the acronym NYSC is supposed to stand for National Youth Service Corps, a mandatory service for all Nigerians who graduated from the university before the age of 30. But the rising mortality rates of corps members in Nigeria has become alarming. So, its relevance has indeed been lost. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. 2 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Not bad. It's going to be a very difficult one. 45 minutes past the hour of 11. That means we have 15 minutes till noon. I'm very sure before the time is up, we'll have the judges giving us their final decisions. But before we say our goodbye, let's say a hellos once again to Victor, Favour, and Bedford Fortune. Good morning to you, ladies. Once again, thank you very much for coming through. This was probably more difficult than the previous experience you had last week, wasn't it? Kind of, right?
Yeah.
Having to prepare for 2 topics in one day. It's not easy. But let's talk a little bit about breakfast. You see, just before we got on air, I asked them what they had. And if I'm not mistaken, you both had bread, right?
Yeah.
Bread and tea. Is that what you have like every day? Is that normal? No? Okay. What other breakfast do you usually have?
Rice.
Okay, rice. Which do you look forward to having if you could choose, right? If you had the choice of breakfast, right? What would you have? Bedford, I can see you already squinting. What's that meal you want to have every day?
Fried plantain.
Give me 5. I like dodo. What about you, Bedford? What would you like?
I don't know. I've been drinking bread and tea, so I think I just like it. Or I can take Indomie and tea, something like that.
Okay, so something light. That's what you just like, something like every morning. All right. So you're not like us spiritual people who like plantain, yam.
No.
Have you ever tried gari for breakfast before? No. You're too bougie. Anyway, well, we wish you both the very best. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm very sure your teachers have been telling you that for years, and it's for a good reason. We'll take a breather right now, and a big appreciation once again to our lead sponsor, Odibola Properties, and our associate sponsor, Seymour Luxury Homes and Scene Forest. And let's not forget Wakis for provision of the refreshments and indeed for the meals that the students have been having all through these days. We'd like to thank them for all their efforts. We'll take a breather now, and when we come back, I will be announcing the finalist for I Beg to Differ Debate 2023. Ladies, thank you very much for coming, and I wish you both the very best.
To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Tune in to 92.3 Nigeria.